In the year 1922, before World War I, Peter Bellin started the International Style in Germany. During the earlier century, the International Style existed throughout the world by being a mindset with characteristics that unifies and is comprehensive. Architects around the world came up with new architectural solutions that incorporate traditional practice with the current social demand and technology. People were also becoming unhappy with past decorative elements that were plainly for aesthetic and has no relation to building functions. Louis Sullivan's design philosophy puts more importance to the practicality of the design than the aesthetic. He also believed that the exterior of a building should reflect its interior functions and structure. Adolf Loos believed that ornamentation disrupts the true beauty of a building, which is the building's form. Therefore, detailing and aesthetic values are added through rich material. Ludwig Mies van der Rohe's principle is that simplicity and clarity leads to good design. Philip Johnson's stand is that design should be one that can be built with clear functions and not just a fantasy of the mind. The formation of the Congrès International d'Architecture Moderne marks the beginning of the international style as an academic platform. In the first meeting, the Architects' Declaration was made. It emphasizes economic and political issues in relation to buildings rather than to historical architectural formulas. It also accentuated society's needs rather than individuals. The new international style by the new pioneers was a distinct branch of modern architects influenced by Cubist and Neoclassicist painting. Walter Gropius and Marcel Breuer arrived at the Harvard Graduate School of Design to extend their influence and promote Bauhaus as the primary source of architectural modernism. Mies van der Rohe fled in 1938 to Chicago, founded the Second School of Chicago to extend his architectural views. They were among the first to promote the new technologies and structural systems. Building materials like utilitarian concrete, glass, aluminium, and steel were commonly used. Its compositions are often asymmetrical with interesting contrasts between flat planes and curved elements. Horizontal lines are apparent through arrangement of openings. Buildings of the international style are generally flat and unornamented. It also has planes for roofs, walls, and windows. A garden on rooftop connects the interior space and exterior as stated in Le Corbusier's 5 points of architecture. Glass were widely used to bring in natural light into interior spaces. Furniture of the international style are identified to be simple and solid with elegant taste. Rectangular and square becomes the dominant form. Leather and metal are the most common material for furniture. Elementary contrast gives the simple form excitement. The seating is known as the shell, while the supporting base is known as the structure. Le Corbusier is greatly known for his 5 points of new architecture, which are pilotis, free plan, free facade, ribbon windows, and roof gardens. Le Corbusier is also known for his ideology on urban planning that unornamented buildings would contribute to clean, bright, healthy cities. Le Corbusier once stated that a house is a machine built for living. Nonetheless, he strives to bring in nature to the structure. Le Corbusier's design philosophy also speaks very much about architectural proportion. This ideology is heavily inspired by mathematical concepts used by Leonardo da Vinci. Villa Savoye is a classic example of the early international style architecture that demonstrates Le Corbusier's 5 points of architecture. The construction took place in 1928 to 1931 in Rue de Villers, Poissy, France. Since its completion, Villa Savoye has been renovated several times. Le Corbusier implemented pilotis into the construction and design of Villa Savoye. Villa Savoye is raised on stilts to separate it from the earth, as well as to maximize the land efficiency. This gives support to the structure and also enables the construction of a free facade building. As the building load is placed on the concrete stilts, walls are no longer used as principal support for the building. Thus, this gives more flexibility to designing and exploration of the building. Ribbon window is another advantage by using concrete construction and pilotis. Not constrained and governed by load-bearing walls, windows are made possible to run through the length of the building. Le Corbusier believed in compensating for the loss of ground space by creating gardens and terraces on roofs and extending the living space outside. The flat roof becomes a terrace area that can be functional. This gives practicality to the roof garden and not just beauty of the building. The space inside Villa Savoye is open and connects to one another effortlessly. There isn't a clean-cut differentiation of space, giving more flexibility in the spatial quality of the building. Villa Savoye is free from ornamentation. Instead, decoration is included through the use of various materials. For instance, the bathroom uses a variety of tiles that gives it more character. Ramps and stairway connects each of the floors of Villa Savoye. As the building load is lifted from the walls, such flexibility can be produced in a building. In a nutshell, Villa Savoye is a masterpiece of Le Corbusier that successfully portrays the international style, thus becoming one of the pioneer buildings of that movement. The international style holds on to the principle of expression of volume rather than mass, where functionality and practicality is highly applied. This enables it to be easily adapted and applicable everywhere, thus becomes a globalized architecture style and is well embraced until today.